Deep in the wilderness, survival isn't just about food and shelter. It's about facing the parts of ourselves we'd rather ignore. In this gripping series of Yellow Jackets, tensions rise, loyalties fracture, and the line between faith and madness grows dangerously thin. Every choice carries weight, every secret has consequences, and the past keeps finding new ways to haunt the present. It's a story that proves sometimes the scariest battles aren't against nature, but against what's left of our humanity. Back in 1996, the Yellow Jackets, an all-girls soccer team from New Jersey, are gearing up for a big tournament. The group's led by Jackie, the confident captain, with her teammates Natalie, Shauna, Tysa, Lottie, Laura, and freshman Allie. The coach reminds Jackie that being a leader means holding the team together when things get tough. That challenge comes quickly when Allie freezes during practice. Tysa thinks some tough love will help, but Natalie disagrees and storms off. Things take a dark turn during a match when a rough tackle leaves Allie badly injured, shocking everyone. Jackie steps in, trying to lift the team's spirits by having everyone share something kind about one another, giving a glimpse into each girl's personality. The next morning, they all board a private jet to their big game. Everything seems fine until it's not. Years later, the surviving women are living very different lives. Shauna and Tysa reunite, agreeing to stay silent about what really happened out there. Misty, now working as a caregiver, shows unsettling behavior, while Natalie arms herself for something serious. The story flashes back one last time, just as the plane crashes into the wilderness. Misty is the first to recover, helping everyone escape the burning plane. Coach Scott is pinned under a wing, and Misty shocks everyone by cutting off his trapped leg to save him. Despite the horror, her quick thinking earns her a leadership role as she organizes the group using skills from a babysitting course. In the present, Misty goes on a date with a man named Stan, but ends up with Natalie waiting in her apartment, holding a gun. Both women have received strange postcards marked with a mysterious symbol. Misty also has an ID copy of Travis, one of the boys who crashed with them, prompting Natalie to search for him. Back in the forest, Travis's father dies gruesomely after being impaled on a tree. That same symbol appears carved nearby. Meanwhile, Tysa struggles at home as her son claims a woman in the tree watches him at night. Shauna faces marital problems and suspects her husband is cheating. Later, Misty secretly destroys the plane's black box, ensuring no one will find where the girls are stranded. The girls hold a funeral for those who died in the crash, including the pilots. Tysa struggles the most, haunted by memories of her grandmother's death years earlier. As a child, she saw her grandmother terrified by a man with no eyes, a vision that seems to linger with Tysa even now. 3 days have passed since the crash and no rescue has come. Tysa discovers a nearby lake and the group votes to move there, hoping for clean water and safety. On their journey, strange animal noises echo through the woods, hinting that something dangerous is watching them. At the lake, they finally relax and later find an old cabin filled with rotten food. Tensions flare between brothers Javi and Travis, still mourning their father. In the present, Tysa faces political attacks while dealing with her son Sammy's disturbing behavior. Shauna suspects her husband is cheating and secretly follows him, only to cross paths with Adam again. Meanwhile, Natalie and Misty continue searching for Travis, uncovering that he's been living at Willowbrook Ranch. When they arrive, they're devastated to find him dead, with a note hinting that someone may have killed him. Natalie dreams of her father, who ominously says, "It's been waiting for us." She wakes in the cabin to find Lottie staring into a corner, sensing something dark nearby. The next morning, the group decides it's time to hunt for food. With Coach injured, Natalie takes charge, showing off her shooting skills and proving herself to the others. While exploring, the group discovers an old plane tangled in vines, but it's too damaged to use. Lottie insists that something supernatural is keeping them trapped. Meanwhile, Javi starts bonding with Shauna, hinting at a possible link to her future relationship with Adam. In the present, Shauna feels a rush from her secret fling with Adam, while Natalie focuses on finding who killed Travis. She clashes with Misty, who keeps interfering and even confronts Jessica, warning her to back off. Flashbacks reveal Natalie's traumatic past, a violent fight with her father that ended in his accidental death. Elsewhere, Tysa struggles at a political event, haunted by visions of a white wolf. Natalie grows closer to Kevin, and back in the forest, she and Travis form a deeper bond. The story ends with Misty calling Shauna to break the news. Travis is dead. In the forest, the girls try to lighten the mood by dancing to "This Is How We Do It" until the music dies out, and eerie noises hint they're not alone. The next morning, most of the girls realize their cycles have synced, except Shauna, who secretly hides that she's pregnant. Jackie's leadership continues to fade as she avoids work, while Shauna warns her the group is losing patience. To reconnect, Jackie suggests a seance. Things spiral when Lottie appears possessed, muttering in French about wanting blood before injuring herself. Meanwhile, Coach feels sick after drinking Misty's tea, which may have been tampered with. Misty later claims he has feelings for her, though he insists on keeping it quiet. In the present, Shauna grows closer to Adam but clashes with her daughter, Callie, who discovers her secret. After a sharp exchange, Shauna manages to outsmart her. Natalie and Misty investigate Travis's death and uncover wax markings forming the same strange symbol from the woods, suggesting foul play. Taissa faces political trouble and disturbing visions, while her son insists the lady in the tree made him vandalize their home. Meanwhile, Misty secretly spies on Natalie, revealing she's been listening all along. Young Lottie shows signs of strange intuition after sensing a car crash before it happens. Her father dismisses it, sending her to therapy. Years later in the wilderness, Lottie's visions continue, this time of a deer with bloody antlers. Shauna struggles with guilt after revealing her unborn baby belongs to Jeff, Jackie's boyfriend. When Jackie praises Jeff, Shauna's shame deepens. Meanwhile, Nat and Travis grow closer after sharing a kiss, but their new romance stirs tension among the group. Lottie later experiences another vision and joins Laura in a symbolic baptism, seeing the deer again. Soon after, Nat and Travis actually hunt a deer with bloody antlers, but it's rotting inside, a bad omen that pushes Taissa to seek help beyond the forest. In the present, Shauna, Taissa, and Natalie devise a plan to track whoever's blackmailing them with their past, while Shauna reflects on Jackie's death and her betrayal. Taissa's son continues acting strangely, and she begins losing control, literally waking up in a tree covered in blood. Meanwhile, Misty drugs the reporter Jessica and keeps her captive in her basement, proving she's far more dangerous than anyone realizes. The mysterious blackmailer finally calls for a midnight meeting. Taissa cleans up after a nasty cut before meeting Shauna and Nat. They plant a tracker inside a fake bag of money to lure their blackmailer. Nat drops it off, but things go south fast when she jumps the wrong person. A wild chase ends with her nearly pulling the trigger on the real thief before the others stop her. Frustrated, Nat calls out how everyone hides their issues better than she does. Meanwhile, Misty interrogates the reporter Jessica, believing she's behind the threats. Jessica reveals Taissa actually hired her to keep tabs on the survivors during her campaign. She also hints Travis was murdered and someone drained his bank account afterward. Misty refuses to release her, staying unhinged as ever. Back in the woods, Ty plans to find civilization and takes a small group with Van, Mari, Aquila, and Misty. Lottie warns Van about a vision of red smoke and blood before they leave. The group later finds the Red River from her dream, but their compass fails. That night, wolves attack. Van is mauled and presumed dead. At camp, Jackie confronts Shauna, who confesses she's pregnant but lies about who the father is. Jackie finds Shauna's journal, uncovering the real truth. In the woods, Ty prepares to burn Van's body until Van suddenly gasps for air. The girls rush to save her, carrying her back to the cabin where she barely clings to life. Elsewhere, flashbacks reveal Laura Lee's devotion to faith began after nearly drowning as a child and being saved by a lifeguard who credited God. Natalie later talks with Coach, realizing he's hiding that he's gay. She promises to keep his secret but worries about Travis after he fails to be intimate. Coach reassures her it's not what she thinks. At the lake, Jackie tells Travis that Nat once hooked up with someone else, sparking a fight that ends their relationship. When Van returns injured, Laura Lee decides she'll fly the old plane to get help, forcing Shauna to admit she's pregnant, fueling even more tension among the group. In the present, Shauna's daughter Callie confronts her about Adam, who has no trace online. Shauna starts to suspect him, especially after finding glitter in their closet, the same kind from the blackmailer. Misty tries to stop Nat from relapsing, but Nat pushes her away and later blackmails her old sponsor, Susie, to dig into Travis's missing money. Meanwhile, Laura Lee's flight ends in tragedy as her plane explodes midair. Shauna confronts Adam, accusing him of blackmail and demanding her missing journals. When she finds books about Flight 2525 in his drawer and realizes her safe code is the flight number, she panics and stabs him. At home, Jeff admits he's the real blackmailer. He was drowning in debt from his failing store and borrowed from loan sharks named Bianca, not a mistress. Shauna confesses to killing Adam, and Jeff decides they'll pin everything on him to protect their secret. Back in the woods, Jackie suggests a doomcoming party to lift spirits. Misty accidentally doses everyone with mushrooms meant for other plans. The group gets wild and disoriented while Lottie leads a strange ritual by the fire. Jackie flirts with Travis, but when he confesses he loves Natalie, she reveals Shauna's pregnancy. Things spiral when the drugged girls chase Travis into the woods, mistaking him for prey, until Natalie and Jackie stop them in time. In the present, Shauna pretends Adam was the blackmailer and calls Ty and Nat to cover it up. They rope Misty into helping dispose of the body. Meanwhile, the captive reporter Jessica manipulates Misty for answers, but Nat interrupts, asking Misty's help with the body cleanup. The morning after doomcoming, The girls wake up groggy from Misty's mushroom mix-up. In the present, Misty gathers cleaning supplies to help Natalie and Shauna deal with Adam's body. While Shauna and Natalie dismember him, Misty keeps everyone calm, assigning tasks and covering their tracks. In the woods, tension rises as Jackie argues with everyone and exposes Shauna's affair with Jeff. Their friendship shatters and Jackie storms out into the cold night alone. At a high school reunion, Shauna, Tysa, Natalie, and Misty reunite while Jeff tries to keep their secrets buried. Misty later attends a funeral, secretly using it to cremate Adam's head and hands. Meanwhile, Tysa wins her election, but Simone discovers a horrifying shrine in their basement, revealing Tysa's dark side. Back in the wilderness, Lottie eerily kills a bear that seems to sacrifice itself to her. That night, Jackie freezes to death outside as snow falls, leaving Shauna devastated. In the present, Natalie prepares to take her life but is kidnapped by masked strangers wearing the same forest symbol. Her associate Susie calls, panicked, revealing someone drained Travis's bank account, and it all leads back to one chilling name, Lottie Matthews. In the aftermath of Jackie's death and Lottie leading a ritual to let the darkness run free, the story splits between three timelines: 1996, 1998, and the present. In the wilderness, Lottie blesses Natalie and Travis before they search for Javi. Later, a flash of 1998 shows the girls' rescue and Lottie's disturbing silence as she's treated in a psychiatric hospital, revealing her strange healing powers. In the present, Lottie now runs a cult preaching self-acceptance while Shauna and Misty rehearse police questions about Adam's death. Ty adopts a new dog, but her wife Simone confronts her over a bloody ritual and threatens to expose her unless she steps down. Callie grows suspicious as Shauna hides Adam's belongings, leading her and Jeff to find his studio full of eerie portraits of Shauna. They burn the evidence together. Meanwhile, Misty searches for missing Natalie, unaware she's being held by Lottie's followers. Natalie escapes and finds Lottie leading a ritual, claiming she has a message from Travis. Back in 1996, Shauna talks to Jackie's frozen body, guilt consuming her. The group struggles with hunger, Natalie and Travis search for Javi, and Shauna ends the night by shockingly eating Jackie's severed ear. Shauna starts losing herself, spending time talking to Jackie's frozen body in the shed. She braids her hair and even puts makeup on her, imagining Jackie talking back. The girls grow concerned, but Lottie and Ty insist Shauna needs to grieve in her own way. Things get tense when Ty, sleepwalking again, nearly falls off a cliff until Van saves her. Natalie and Travis go hunting, but tension rises as he starts trusting Lottie more. Back at the cabin, Ty confronts Shauna for keeping Jackie's body, and the group decides to cremate it. Shauna tearfully says goodbye and lights the pyre, but after the fire dies, Jackie's body is perfectly cooked. Hungry and desperate, the girls give in to their instincts and eat her, while Coach Ben watches in horror. In the present, Callie suspects her parents are hiding the truth about Adam's death. Misty teams up with a quirky new ally, Walter, to investigate. Lottie recalls the night Travis died, claiming his death was a ritual gone wrong. Meanwhile, Ty's mental state worsens, leading to a violent crash with Simone. As secrets unravel and guilt deepens, the wilderness's dark influence still haunts everyone long after their rescue. Coach Ben remembers his boyfriend Paul as he grows weaker in the wilderness, refusing to join the girls in eating Jackie. Ty wakes to find Jackie's remains and is horrified when the others explain what happened. Natalie decides to take what's left of Jackie to the plane until spring for proper burial. In the present, Natalie stays at Lottie's commune and crosses paths with Lisa, the girl she once attacked. Lisa intimidates her by killing a chicken, but Natalie remains calm. Ty wakes up in the hospital and realizes she drew the cult symbol on Simone's hand while dissociating. Misty teams up with Walter to interrogate Randy, Jeff's old friend, about Natalie's disappearance. Meanwhile, Shauna and Jeff get carjacked, but Shauna scares off the thief by describing her violent past. In the wilderness, Lottie throws a baby shower for Shauna. While strange events unfold, dead birds fall from the sky and Lottie hallucinates bloody beehives. Ty continues to sleepwalk, guided by visions of a faceless man, while Van follows her into the woods. Back at the commune, Lottie pushes Natalie to face her guilt, and despite being handed a knife, Lisa chooses forgiveness instead of revenge. Shauna panics when the group's bear meat goes missing, sparking blame and confusion in the cabin. Mari suspects Coach Ben, who's grown distant since refusing to join their shocking feast. Van and Ty continue mapping Ty's sleepwalking routes and realize the trees she's drawn form the strange cult symbol. Mari pits Natalie and Lottie against each other to see who truly brings food for the group. Natalie finds a frozen moose under the ice but fails to pull it out, while Lottie discovers a hidden tunnel and hallucinates being back in civilization. Later, Ty and Van stumble upon Javi alive, leaving everyone stunned. In the present, Ty wakes from another blackout far from home, haunted by flashes of her past. Jeff tells Shauna the cops know about her affair, while Lottie secretly visits a therapist, struggling with the return of her visions. Natalie bonds with Lisa during a trip to her home, where Lisa confronts her depressed mother. Misty and Walter grow closer on their road trip to Lottie's commune, revealing his millionaire past. Shauna finally tells Callie the truth about Adam, bringing mother and daughter closer. As night falls, Lottie performs a ritual for peace, while Ty reunites with adult Van. In the present, Van lives alone running a VHS rental shop until Ty shows up and faints. Meanwhile, Matt keeps flirting with Callie to dig up info on her mom. They go bowling, but when Callie learns he's a cop, she tricks him by saying her mom hooked up with Randy. Shauna and Jeff use that lie to stage a fake affair, even involving Randy in a motel plan that hilariously fails when Matt finds strawberry lotion in the evidence. On the road, Misty and Walter get closer, but clash when he hints she might have done something bad to Adam. Upset, she ends things. At Lottie's commune, Natalie sneaks into her office, finds proof she's manipulating everyone, and confronts her, but the group already knows. Ty confides in Van about her dark episodes and fears she's losing control again. Van, who secretly takes pain meds, tries to stay strong. Lottie later hypnotizes Natalie, triggering memories of Travis's death and a terrifying dark figure she once saw in the woods. Back in the past, tensions rise when Misty accidentally kills Crystal after revealing a dark secret. Lottie's spiritual group grows stronger. Shauna goes into labor, and the forest's eerie power tightens its grip. In the past, Shauna goes into labor and the girls panic. Misty, once calm, under pressure, freezes at the sight of blood while Coach Ben backs out of helping. Akila and Ty take charge, but realize something's wrong when the placenta comes before the baby. Lottie urges everyone to pray to the wilderness, and miraculously, Shauna delivers a baby boy. But joy turns to horror. Shauna struggles to feed him, grows paranoid, and dreams the others are eating the baby. In reality, he never survived childbirth, leaving her heartbroken and in denial. In the present, Misty arrives at Lottie's commune, but stays wary, especially after learning about Natalie's supposed suicide attempt. Shauna and Callie face police questioning after their fake affair plan backfires, yet both hold their ground. Natalie wrestles with guilt over Travis's death, while Lisa comforts her and pulls her closer to the commune's ideals. Ty and Van reconnect, but tension lingers as Ty's dark alter ego continues to surface. Lottie's visions intensify, convinced the wilderness's power still calls to them. As Jeff, Shauna, Ty, Van, Natalie, and Misty all converge at Lottie's commune, an eerie aerial shot reveals them standing in the shape of the mysterious symbol. Ready or not, the game has begun. In the past, the girls sit in silence after Shauna's baby's death as winter finally fades. Shauna quietly buries her child in the snow, while the others struggle to make sense of their survival. Coach Ben continues to lose grip on reality, hallucinating his partner leaving him. Misty overhears the others talking about Crystal's disappearance and pretends to help find her, mostly to keep them from discovering the truth. Lottie leads prayers for guidance, but Shauna's grief spirals. When her imaginary friend Jackie doesn't appear, she lashes out, first at Misty, then violently at Lottie, who lets her release all her anger. Shauna collapses afterward, almost consumed by rage and guilt. In the present, all the women reunite at Lottie's commune. Each joins a healing exercise, Shauna with self-care, Ty with renewal, Van with foraging, and Misty with guidance. But none seem convinced. Misty faces her guilt in a strange musical vision and realizes she loves Walter, while Shauna breaks down caring for a goat, realizing her emotional distance from her daughter. Ty learns Van is dying of cancer, and Lottie's hallucinations grow worse as she confuses her therapist with her imagination. Later, as they relax by a fire, Shauna gets a chilling call. Adam's body has been found. In the past, the girls are starving and losing hope as Lottie lies bruised from Shauna's attack. Everyone's losing grip. Akila imagines her dead mouse still alive, Ty's darker side returns, and Mari hears blood dripping through the walls. Lottie, barely conscious, tells Misty not to waste her body if she dies. Instead of letting that happen, the group decides to let fate choose who will be sacrificed. They draw cards. Nat pulls the Queen of Hearts. Shauna prepares to kill her, but Travis stops her, and Nat runs into the woods with the others chasing like predators. Meanwhile, Coach Ben follows Javi's sketches and discovers an underground passage. When Javi tries to lead Nat there, the ice breaks and he falls through. Misty stops Nat from saving him, and Javi drowns as the others declare, "The wilderness chose." In the present, Shauna admits the truth about Adam's body being found. The group realizes Jeff and Callie know, and the police begin closing in. Misty confesses to killing Jessica Roberts and pretending to be FBI with Walter, while suspicion briefly turns to Jeff as the blackmailer. Lottie insists fate brought them all together again, and that the wilderness still wants a sacrifice. Once more, they leave it to chance. Natalie returns to the cabin with the others carrying Javi's body. Travis breaks down, blaming himself, while Natalie insists the wilderness chose. In the present, Lottie claims it's still choosing, wanting another hunt. Shauna plays along to calm her while the group plans to have Lottie committed. Van argues that it's not just Lottie, they all still feel it. Back in the past, Misty tells Lottie they're going to eat Javi, horrifying her. Shauna prepares the body as Travis watches in grief, then takes part in the ritual. In the present, Walter shows up to help Misty and secretly poisons Detective Kevin. He later frames Kevin's partner Matt for corruption and murder. At Lottie's camp, the women draw cards again, and Shauna pulls the queen. Lottie orders her to run, but before things turn violent, Callie shows up with a gun. Lottie insists the power is still with them. Meanwhile, in the past, Lottie names Natalie as their new leader. During the chaos, Misty accidentally kills Natalie while trying to protect Lisa. As police arrive, everyone reels from her death. In the past, the cabin catches fire, forcing the girls and Travis to flee as their only shelter burns to ashes. In the woods, Shauna chases Mari during a rough game, showing the group's tension after surviving the harsh winter. She's still grieving her baby and Jackie, keeping her distance from the others who try to stay positive with Van's pep talks. Everyone assumes Coach Ben is dead, but he's secretly alive, surviving off traps and discovering a hidden underground stash. Travis, high in the woods, meets Lottie, who opens up about her haunting visions. Later, Shauna spits in Mari's food, causing a fight that lands them on house arrest while the others hold a solstice festival to honor their dead. Strange screams echo through the forest that night. The next morning, Ben finds he's trapped Mira, who's injured, instead of an animal. In the present, the group gathers for Natalie's funeral. Misty skips it to investigate Nat's storage unit, keeping her jacket as a memento. She later drinks heavily and breaks down to Walter, blaming herself for Nat's death. Tysa spends time with Van, and after a chaotic night out, they leave a restaurant without paying. Meanwhile, Callie pranks bullies with raw guts, and Shauna surprisingly finds it funny. That night, Callie receives a mysterious tape addressed to her mother. In a flashback, Mira screams for help as Coach appears, calming her down and helping fix her dislocated arm. He wasn't the one who burned the cabin. He's actually been hiding from the others. Shauna starts spiraling again, digging up her baby's grave and secretly moving the body. When the others tell her to search for Mari, she refuses. Lottie and Travis keep experimenting with mushrooms, hoping it'll help them understand it. Travis later admits that whatever it is, it doesn't want him. It already has someone else. Coach, now paranoid, ties Van up after realizing the group's growing hunger could make him their next target. In the present, Shauna and Jeff try to fix their marriage before a big dinner, but things get awkward when Lottie, recently released from psychiatric care, shows up uninvited. Their daughter Callie convinces them to let her stay one night. Misty visits and ends up drinking with Lottie and Callie, where Lottie hints that they really did eat people in the woods. At the dinner, Shauna gets spooked in the bathroom, thinking she's being watched, and ruins the night. Back home, she finds Misty sick at the table, and tensions rise again as Shauna makes a mysterious phone call afterward. In the past, Mari tries to flirt with Coach while eating his food, but he quickly reminds her he's not interested. It turns out she's only distracting him to grab his pepper spray, and both end up getting sprayed in the chaos. Later, they talk about how strange everything feels, with Mari hinting that there's another version of reality hiding in the dark. When Coach lets her go, she knocks him out and limps back to camp. At camp, Mari tells the girls about Coach, and Shauna leads the group to hunt him down. Inside a cave, things get trippy. Van's torch flickers, Ty sees talking animals, and Shauna has a strange vision of her younger self bleeding in a classroom. When they wake, Coach claims gas leaks are causing the hallucinations, but the girls pull a gun and force him to come with them. In the present, Van learns her cancer is in remission, while Ty worries the recent death she saw might be another sacrifice. Lottie takes Callie shopping and convinces her to steal. Shauna later argues with Misty during a tense car ride that ends with Misty kicked out. When Shauna returns home, she clashes with Lottie again, this time over dinner spices. The girls drag Coach back to camp and debate killing him, but decide to hold a trial instead. Misty is chosen to defend him since they were once close. Coach knows the whole thing is fake and admits there's nothing he can say to change their minds. Still, Misty believes he's innocent and tries to fight for him. Ty confides in Lottie about a strange vision from the cave, hoping to understand what it means. When the trial begins, Mari's story doesn't hold up, but the girls twist things anyway. Shauna links it all back to her trauma, and the group grows more hostile. Misty puts Coach on the stand, and he gives an emotional speech about caring for the girls and regretting how he handled things. Despite this, Shauna's rage wins, and the group votes for his death. In the present, Shauna learns her car's brakes failed naturally, no sabotage. Jeff jokes it's karma and insists they volunteer to earn good points. Coincidentally, they end up at Misty's care home, where old tensions flare again. Later, Shauna gets trapped in a freezer and suspects Misty. Meanwhile, Ty and Van believe the wilderness is guiding them. Then, Misty learns Lottie has mysteriously died. Coach faces execution as the girls argue over how to end his life. They draw cards to decide, and Ty is chosen to pull the trigger. While practicing, she and Van share a kiss, later finding a rabbit they sacrifice to the wilderness. Elsewhere, Aquila, Lottie, and Travis explore the cave again, hoping to trigger visions. Aquila faints and sees a massive version of Coach tied like a bridge over a ravine, which she describes as strangely hopeful. Just before Ty fires, Lottie interrupts, claiming the vision means Coach is their bridge home. That night, Shauna and Melissa secretly attack him anyway, slicing his leg so he can't escape. In the present, Misty visits the coroner to collect Lottie's belongings and samples, suspecting foul play. When she informs Ty, Van, and Shauna that Lottie's dead, chaos erupts. Shauna accuses Misty of locking her in the freezer. Misty denies it and storms off to investigate herself. She discovers strange nail marks at the scene that don't match Lottie's and learns Lottie had been staying with her ill father before moving in with Shauna. Meanwhile, Walter reappears, tailing Shauna and trying to play detective. Together, they question Lottie's father, uncovering that she'd been hearing mysterious voices since childhood. Coach wakes up with a deep ankle wound after the girl's attack. Nat brings him food, but he begs her to end his suffering. When she refuses, he admits to burning down the cabin, hoping to provoke her. Still, she can't do it. Eventually, Nat steps back and the others take over feeding duties, though Coach goes on a hunger strike. Misty tries forcing him to eat, while Lottie wanders into the woods, pleading with the wilderness for guidance. Overcome by guilt, Nat finally ends Coach's misery and stabs him, shocking everyone. The girls turn against her, naming Shauna their new leader. As they eat later that night, strange screams echo in the forest, and two mysterious strangers suddenly appear at camp. In the present, Shauna panics after Callie gives her a tape that someone mailed her. Realizing their conversations are being recorded, Shauna grabs her daughter and hides in a hotel. She contacts Ty and Van, and together they listen to the eerie recording. Meanwhile, Misty investigates Lottie's death, working with her police contact Carl. She discovers Lottie left a huge tip and apology note for Lisa, who blames Shauna's group for dragging Lottie back into darkness. Later, Misty gets lab results from Carl and calls Walter for help. In the past, a group of frog researchers, Hannah, Edwin, and their guide Cody, study Arctic banshee frogs that freeze for years before mating. After their radio breaks, tensions rise when Edwin suspects Cody of sabotage. They soon stumble upon the stranded girls, who think they're saved until Lottie suddenly kills Edwin, claiming they don't belong there. Hannah and Cody flee, but he injures Melissa with an arrow, enraging the group. As they separate, Hannah records a message for her son Alex, knowing she might not survive. The girls find their camp, release a frog, and track them down. Eventually, Hannah surrenders, offering help and revealing Cody as dangerous. In the present, Shauna listens to Hannah's tape meant for Alex. Her husband Jeff grows stressed, while their daughter Callie secretly investigates. Misty questions Ty about Lottie's death, but suspicion shifts when Shauna suggests Alex could be behind recent chaos. After tracing Alex's location, Shauna heads out with Misty, Ty, and Van. Walter later reveals DNA proof linking Shauna to Lottie's murder. Van suddenly falls ill, and Misty confronts Shauna, who flees, proving her guilt. Meanwhile, Callie warns Jeff that Shauna might actually be a killer, linking her to the missing frog scientists. In the past, Misty wakes up alone in the woods while Aquila and Travis travel with Cody. Travis tells Aquila that her visions were never real, just the result of cave fumes. Aquila secretly leaves a trail for the others to follow, which Misty soon discovers and reports. Back at camp, the group questions Hannah, who knows little about escaping. When they capture Cody, he claims they're 6 days from safety, but Lottie insists they no longer belong in the outside world. As everyone prepares to leave, Aquila hallucinates dead animals, proving she's losing her grip on reality. Lottie seizes on that, believing the wilderness is speaking to them. In the end, Lottie, Shauna, and Ty refuse to go home, stopping the others from leaving. In the present, Shauna hunts down Alex, but instead finds Melissa, now living peacefully under a new name with her partner and child. Melissa explains the mysterious tape was never a threat, just her way to let go of guilt. Shauna, lost in paranoia, attacks her in anger. Meanwhile, Misty and Ty visit Van at the hospital, where Ty's dark side resurfaces. Elsewhere, Jeff and Callie realize no one's hunting them, deciding to go home as Shauna spirals further into madness. In the past, Shauna holds Cody at gunpoint, refusing to let him escape. The camp splits into two sides, those wanting rescue and those loyal to Lottie. Misty tries to gather information from Cody and Hannah, while Van secretly works on fixing the radio. Tyler builds a spike trap to get rid of Lottie, but fails when she avoids it. Tensions rise as Melissa befriends Hannah, angering Shauna, who lashes out and fires a warning shot that grazes Melissa's arm. That night, the girls secretly plan a breakout. Hannah gets a knife to help Cody escape, but when Shauna appears, Hannah turns on Cody and kills him, pretending to side with Shauna. Natalie is heartbroken, but Misty discovers the broken transponder, possibly their way out. In the present, Van wakes in the hospital, hallucinating a younger version of herself, urging her to go on a quest. She leaves with Misty and Ty. Meanwhile, Shauna forces Melissa to eat her own skin, but Melissa fights back and escapes. only to be captured by the trio. They return to confront Shauna, who explains her strange actions involving Lottie and a cat. As tensions peak, Melissa poisons the group, stabs Van, and escapes, offering a sacrifice to the wilderness once again. In the past, Natalie confronts Misty for hiding the radio that could bring them home. Lottie keeps seeing strange visions, while Akila's terrifying premonition of the animals dying comes true. Shauna decides the group must show respect through another deadly hunt. Ty and Van secretly try to rig the draw to target Hannah, but Shauna catches on and replaces the cards, sending poor Mari into the trap instead. As Mari runs for her life, she falls into a spike pit and dies. The group prepares her body for another grim feast, while Akila exposes that she killed the animals herself to manipulate the others. Misty finds the transponder, giving Natalie a real chance to call for rescue. In the present, Van dies, leaving Ty grief-stricken and spiraling as she eats Van's heart in a twisted ritual. Misty learns from Callie that she was the one who killed Lottie, accidentally, after a confrontation about the tape and her mother's darkness. Jeff comforts Callie and takes her away, leaving Shauna alone. Shauna reads Melissa's final note, breaks down, and accepts her true nature as the queen of her own chaos. Back in the past, Natalie finally makes radio contact. Someone answers, hinting that rescue might finally come. And that wraps up another wild ride with the Yellow Jackets crew, where teamwork makes the dream work. Unless the dream involves spike pits, radio secrets, and a suspicious amount of screaming in the woods. As always, the show reminds us that trauma bonding really hits different when it involves actual bonding glue made of fear and bad decisions. If this episode didn't leave you nervously checking your snacks for symbolism, did you even watch Yellow Jackets? Thanks for tuning in. And remember, if someone says we need to show respect to the wilderness, maybe just don't. See you in the next recap.